What is up, everybody? We got an awesome video today coming to you from Mous. They were nice enough to send me not one, not two, but four new cases of their Limitless 6.0 lineup with the camera control button. Now, moving these to the side, the Limitless 6.0 with the cutout has been my daily driver ever since I reviewed it, including all the cases that I have since reviewed on this channel. This has always been my favorite, even with the ones that have the camera control button like the SpeedGen and some of the other ones like Apple. I've just always gravitated towards this one. It feels really good in the hand. The protection is incredible. And this stone color is honestly just amazing. So it has been my daily driver. Now I'm going to open one of these up to show you how their packaging works with these. And then I'll open the other four on the side to show you which ones they sent me. And you can get an idea of which one is going to be your favorite. Now, I did look and they did not send me the stone case, so I can't do a direct comparison between these two, but the other ones are going to be fantastic, and hopefully you can like one of the four and pick which color is your favorite, or just get a general understanding that you like the case, and then you can pick your favorite color from all of their options. If you guys enjoy these unboxings, please go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers, and every single like and subscription greatly helps the channel. So thank you guys so much for watching. Looking into the unboxing, you do have their normal green packaging with their Mous logo on the front, and then a little bit about the phone on the back. It's very simplistic and easy, no plastics, anything like that, so that's really nice. It does open up very easily. Get a couple of pieces of paper and paperwork there, so go ahead and put those to the sides. And here is their blue case, specifically their Limitless marine fabric. So this is pretty close to this stone. The back does feel a little bit different, but then you can see as we pull off this tab, you do have your white camera control button, which pops out. And then you can put that back in there. So here is your marine fabric. And I'm going to go ahead and open the other three to give you guys an idea of what we're looking at. All right, so here you go, lining these up. You have your marine fiber, walnut, aramid fiber, and black leather, all four very different options. And each of these four do have very different textures. As you can tell and see, you do have that leather look and feel. Kind of gives a carbon fiber look. There is no real feel to this. It's pretty smooth. Your walnut is a nice wood grain. Again, smooth, not embedded wood grain, but still feels really good. And then your marine fabric. To be honest, this one is probably my favorite and the one I'm going to be doing the rest of the review on because it is closest to this stone one as well. So we're going to keep to that kind of theme. It does have the white camera control button, and these ones all have black, as you can see. Line those up. But as they all pop out, so if I wanted to get a black camera control button onto this, I could pop that out and kind of change that look just like that. So super easy to do. I don't know which one I'm going to stick with, but seeing as my iPhone is black, I might stick with the black here because it might go a little bit better. As you can see, the difference within the cutouts. Going over the rest of the case before we put it onto the phone itself, you do have the raised bump around the camera module, your power on and off switch, a lanyard hole, again, the camera control button. On the bottom, you do get full cutouts for the speakers and the cutout for the USB-C cable. And seeing as I've daily driven the other Mous Limitless 6.0 case the entire time, I've never had a single problem with any single USB-C cable being able to plug in there. On the inside, you can see that AiroShock Protection on every single corner and across the top. That's what's going to be giving you that protection you see in all their commercials and advertisements, saying they can throw the phone up as high as you want and it's not going to break. Obviously, I've never had a break on my phone and I do trust it. On the inside, you can kind of see this soft texture to protect the back of the phone, kind of like a microfiber. And then also the MagSafe ring embedded. No MagSafe ring view on the back, so it is just internal there. And then you do get your two Mous logos, their name here, and then their actual logo over there. Going to this side, you do have embedded buttons for your action button and volume up and down rocker. Big fan of that. No little cutouts or connection points between them to get grease and dust through there. And on the corners, you can see those are raised up a little bit just for some more protection. Have never had a single issue with that. And then if you can see along here, which I'll show you once we get the phone in there, it does kind of dip down to give you a little bit of a better grip on your hands. So it's going to be a little bit more flat near the edges where your fingers are going to be, and then raised up where your fingers probably won't be grabbing the phone as much, but give it more protection on the corners. All right, so let's get the phone into the case itself, and it flops right in there. No issue with the camera control button falling out, and you do get that great feel and tightness of the case around it. As you can see, I'm pulling out pretty hard, and there is no real tug on the edges there. Maybe a little bit more on the top, but that's all right. And around the camera control button itself, you do get a little bit because it's not as reinforced, but no big deal. It is far less than most other cases. And I gotta say, the blue in contrast with the black and a little bit of the white looks great. I did stick with the black camera control button here, but if you went with white, you would be getting a little bit of color contrast with their white logos. Again, the feel of the case is great. It's super grippy, feels really good in the hands. The buttons, super easy to click, absolutely no issues there, and very responsive with the clicky sound of the clickiness, along with the power button, absolutely no issues there. On the back, you can see the raised edges around the camera module, protecting each of the 3 lenses. So if it does fall flat like that, it's not going to hit those lenses. You do get a little bit of rocking side to side. Not bad though. And then on the front, because of all these raised edges, as you can see here, these corners are much more raised than the sides are. But laying it flat like that, if it's going to hit here, 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 or even like that, you're going to get full protection of the case. These are really just lowered to give your fingers a little bit more freedom in movement. So have no issues with the coverage of the case on that. And then as you can see on the bottom, your speaker cutouts giving full sound, not the pinhole cutouts like on some cases. And then your USB-C cutout with a generous amount of area for any type of USB-C head. Getting into the camera control button, it is very responsive. I would say that the sticker on it left a little bit of residue, but that can come off. So if you do hear a little bit of stickiness, that's because of that. But just going into the responsiveness of the button itself, it is extremely responsive, have absolutely no issues there. Double clicking to get to different styles, moving left and right there, absolutely no problem. And then taking pictures, you can go ahead and do that very easily. So in terms of camera control functionality, this is working just as good as any of the other ones I have reviewed so far, including Apple and SpeedGen. All in all, from the perspective of a mouse case, I don't think you go wrong with a Limitless 6.0 at all, even if you went with the one with the large camera cutout because you don't like the button for whatever reason. Either one is going to be absolutely fantastic. Like I said, I rocked the stone one with the full cutout for probably the last 3 or 4 months now, so haven't had any single issues there, and using the camera control button with that cutout has not been a problem. But now that these cases do have a camera control button, I'm going to give it a 9.5, which I think is the highest rating I've ever given a case. I do wish maybe it was a little bit thinner in terms of MagSafe. You still get that super strong grip there with my Taurus ring that I use for all my reviews. Could it be stronger? Maybe, yeah, it definitely could be stronger compared to some of the other cases. But if you're throwing that ring on there or anything else or a pop socket, it's not going to fall off. It is super strong. So maybe a couple of point docks on that, but a 9.5 on a case, highest I've ever given. Would highly recommend. You can go ahead and purchase this from my links below, either from the Mous site or an Amazon link. They do help me out, and Mous did send me these cases, and not sponsored, so my opinions are my own. I've just always loved these cases, so thank you so much to Mous for sending me these. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.